Now look at what we're doing. We're lowering it into water that has just reached the simmering point. No violent bubbles, no extreme temperature, just soft, gentle heat. Why does this work? This method allows the heat to distribute perfectly evenly through the meat. We aren't boiling it in the traditional sense. We are preparing the muscle fibers, allowing them to warm up gradually without losing precious moisture. At this stage, the steak starts to turn gray. To any cook, this looks like a total disaster. But in reality, this is the secret hydration stage. The meat is actually absorbing moisture instead of releasing it. Now, while the steak is in the water, we add the seasonings. This is a critical step. When you season meat on a pan, the spices often burn and turn bitter. Here, we are creating an aromatic environment. First, some high-quality grill seasoning. Then, a bit of minced garlic. Garlic releases its flavor much more effectively in hot water. We'll add some dried parsley for freshness, and of course freshly cracked black pepper and a pinch of sea salt. The secret here is that the pores of the meat are wide open right now, and it's literally sucking in this spicy broth. We leave the steak in this state for only 2 to 3 minutes depending on the thickness. This is enough time to heat the meat all the way through and infuse it with flavor, but not enough to let it get tough. 3 minutes have passed. Let's take the steak out. Yes, it doesn't look very appetizing right now, but feel the texture. It's incredibly soft and tender. Now we're going to do what we all love about steaks. Create that legendary caramelized crust. I have a pan ready with smoking hot oil. The temperature needs to be very high. We move the steak straight from the water into that heat. Listen to that sound. That's an instant reaction. Because the meat is already warm on the inside, we don't need to keep it on the fire for long. Our objective is strictly color, literally 40 seconds per side. This creates the perfect contrast between a juicy interior and a crispy exterior. Now we add a tablespoon of butter. It boils instantly, mixing with the meat juices and the spices we added earlier. We baste the steak with this liquid gold. Look at that color. That's a perfect caramelization that is impossible to achieve on a thin cut if you fry it the traditional way. It stayed juicy inside because we didn't torture it on the pan for 10 minutes. And now, the most important moment. We let the steak rest for 1 minute. This is the law. The juices need to settle. Now I'll take a knife and show you why this crazy method actually works. Look at how the knife glides through the fibers. No resistance at all. I press down on the cut, and look at how much juice comes out onto the board. Add alcohol to coffee grounds, exactly like this. Most people see this and have absolutely no idea what's about to happen, but by the end, you'll want to make it today. Grab a small bowl, add 2 full tablespoons of ground coffee. Even old leftover grounds work perfectly fine. Spread them evenly so nothing clumps at the bottom. Now slowly pour 70% alcohol over the grounds until every single grain is completely soaked. The moment it hits, something starts happening inside the mixture. Notice that smell already building. Remember it. Drop in a generous handful of cloves. Give it one gentle stir so they settle between the grounds. Now put it down and don't touch it. Comment your city below. Let's see where everyone's watching from. This next step is what most people skip. Wait a full 20 minutes. Watch the liquid slowly darken. That color change is the entire secret of why this works. Strain through a cloth or coffee filter. Pour into a spray bottle. One shake and it's ready. Spray near windows, sinks, counters, corners, and anywhere near drains. Mix Vaseline with baking soda and you'll never stop using this trick. Once I discovered this, I couldn't believe how effective it was. And today, I'm going to reveal this incredible secret to you. To start, take a small bowl and add 2 tablespoons of Vaseline. Vaseline has so many surprising benefits, but what I'm about to show you today will completely change the way you use it. Stay with me until the end. The result is not what you expect. Now let's move on to the next step. Grab a pan and pour in a small amount of hot water, just enough to warm things up. It shouldn't be boiling, just hot enough to help with our process. Comment below with your city. Let's see where everyone's watching from. Once the water is ready, place the bowl with Vaseline into the pan and begin stirring gently. This step is crucial. Don't rush it. Keep mixing until the Vaseline melts and turns into a smooth, creamy consistency, exactly as you see in the video. Now for the key moment. But most people use this ingredient completely wrong. Baking soda. Add 1 teaspoon to the melted Vaseline. This small amount is all you need, but the real effect depends on what happens next. Now mix everything really well until it blends completely and becomes a smooth, whitish mixture. Tag a friend who needs to try this. But wait, don't use it yet, because one small mistake can ruin the result. At this point, you might be asking, what exactly is this for? Hold on, because the most important part is coming, and almost no one talks about it. Once the mixture is ready, transfer it into a small jar. Any clean jar you have at home will work. Make sure the texture stays soft and even. This is the detail that changes everything. Comment yes if you're going to try this at home. And now, here's the part you've been waiting for. Apply a generous layer of this mixture to your hands or feet, then cover them with a glove or soft cloth. Leave it for about 20 minutes, but the real effect shows after you remove it. Rinse with warm water, and now pay attention. Your skin will feel noticeably smoother, softer, and more hydrated. But the reason this works so well isn't just what you think, it's the combination of moisture sealing and gentle exfoliation happening at the same time. Rate this tip from 0 to 10. Most people expect a simple result, but get something way better. Since I discovered this trick, I keep coming back to it. Try it and tell me, was it what you expected or not? I almost threw this razor away yesterday. It was pulling, dragging, barely cutting anything. I thought it was completely finished, but then I remembered something a neighbor once told me, and honestly, I didn't believe it would work. Take a close look at this blade. I'll try it on my arm so you can see exactly what I mean. Even with light pressure, nothing. It skips, pulls hair, feels uncomfortable. Most people would toss it right here. But here's the surprising part. The blade itself usually isn't the problem. Watch what happens next. Over time, razor blades collect a thin layer of buildup. You can't see it, but it blocks the edge and stops it from cutting properly. And that's what we're going to fix. Before we start, tell me your city in the comments. I always like seeing where everyone is watching from. Now grab a glass container, pour in hot water, not boiling, just comfortably hot. Add 1 tablespoon of salt, then 1 tablespoon of white vinegar. This is the most important part. Stir slowly. Even though it looks simple, something is already happening here. Now add 1 tablespoon of alcohol. Don't skip this step. Alcohol helps clean the surface and removes what shouldn't be on the blade. Mix everything together. It still looks like plain water, but the process has already started. Place the razor inside, fully submerged. Cover it and leave it for 30 minutes. This waiting time matters more than people think. While it sits, think about this. We throw things away the moment they stop working perfectly, but rarely ask why they stopped. In many cases, it's not damage, it's buildup. This solution works because of 3 simple things. Salt adds mild abrasiveness, vinegar breaks down mineral deposits, and alcohol helps clean and restore the metal surface. Together, they reach places water alone can't. Now let's test it. Same razor, same pressure. Watch closely. It glides smoothly, cuts clean, no pulling. Just like that, it works again. This razor was seconds away from the trash. Give this a try before buying new blades and rate this from 0 to 10. I'm curious what you think. If this helped, save this video and share it with someone who's tired of wasting money on razors. A friend from the United States told me how to clean a microwave without scrubbing or chemicals. I thought he was joking. Write your city in the comments. Everyone knows this problem. Inside the microwave there are stains, old sauce, bad smell. You try to wipe it, but nothing comes off. Watch closely. Take a cup, fill it halfway with water. Add 1 spoon of vinegar. That is enough. Place the cup inside and turn the microwave on for a couple of minutes. The water boils, the steam spreads, and the steam softens all the dirt. Tell me in the comments how often you clean your microwave. Every week, every month, or almost never. After heating, open the door carefully. There is hot steam. Do not touch the cup right away. Take a tissue and wipe the inside walls. The dry and sticky dirt slides off. The vinegar helps remove the smell. If you want more appliance tricks from the United States, comment yes and write if this method worked for you. Pour salt into your socks like this and your doctor will start packing his bags. Then take the socks and shake them well like this, so the salt spreads inside. Do the same with the second sock like this. And this is where it gets interesting. Now I will show you why people even do this. Next, take the socks and put them on your feet like this. Regular socks. Nothing complicated. From the outside, it looks strange, but inside, one important thing happens. The salt starts working with your body heat and gives an effect not many people know about. If you feel early signs of getting sick, a runny nose, chills, and it feels like you're about to catch something, do not rush to take pills. Look here. There are many nerve points on your feet, and when you walk with salt in your socks, the salt gently presses and warms your feet. Because of this, blood circulation increases. The body warms up faster, and many people feel better. You'll never guess what laundry detergent does to your toilet. It sounds crazy, but it outperforms any store-bought cleaner. The secret is surfactants. They literally dissolve dirt and build up on contact. The water softeners break down limescale and urine deposits. And the antibacterial bleach finishes off everything else. Here's what to do. Pour half a cup of white laundry detergent into your toilet. Flush first. The moisture helps the powder stick to the walls. Spread it evenly around the entire bowl. Wait 15 to 20 minutes. That's exactly how long it needs to unleash its full cleaning power. Then scrub thoroughly with a toilet brush. Pay close attention to the corners and up under the rim. Flush. The result: a sparkling clean toilet with zero special products. Use it instead of your regular cleaner or whenever you run out. You already have detergent at home and it gets the job done perfectly. I honestly thought I was looking at a total loss. I've had these scissors for years and lately they couldn't even slice through a single sheet of paper without snagging and tearing the edge. I was ready to head to the store and spend $20 on a new professional pair, but a friend who has been a seamstress for 40 years told me to stop and grab one simple item from my kitchen drawer. What she did next looked completely wrong. I thought she was about to ruin the blades forever. Most people make a huge mistake when their tools start to fail. They think the metal has worn down to nothing, or they try to use a heavy grinding wheel that ends up destroying the temper of the steel. But that is a waste of a perfectly good tool. Your scissors aren't usually dull. They've just lost their biological alignment. Microscopic burrs and invisible fibers build up on the edge, and the two blades stop making perfect contact. If they don't meet exactly, they won't cut. It's that simple. Watch closely, because the specific motion I'm using right now is the only reason this works. I'm taking a standard piece of aluminum foil, not a brand new roll, just a scrap piece will do fine. I'm folding it over 4 times because you need that specific resistance. At this stage, my neighbor actually laughed at me. He thought I was just making a mess of my kitchen floor, but he wasn't laughing a few minutes later when he saw the transformation. We are creating a high friction polishing environment. By cutting through multiple layers of this material, we aren't sharpening in the traditional sense. We are performing what's known as stropping. Each cut realigns those micro serrations and strips away the invisible film that causes the snagging. It's a pure physical reaction that restores the bite of the blade. Before we show the final reveal and the silk test, tell me what city you're watching from and rate this method from 1 to 10 so far. Have you ever seen anyone sharpen a tool by just cutting air? Now, look at the edge. The visible nicks are gone. The blades feel tight and synchronized. I'm not using any force. You should never have to force a quality cut. If the alignment is right, the steel should do all the work for you. This works because aluminum is just soft enough to polish the steel without gouging it. It's like a microscopic resurfacing treatment for your most used household tool. Look at this. It glides through this tissue paper as if it weren't even there. Clean, smooth, absolute precision. It feels better than the day I bought them, and it cost me practically nothing. Pick up your glass, hold it to the light, watch. See that cloudy film inside? You've been drinking out of it for years and stopped seeing it. You probably tried scrubbing it once, maybe twice. Soap didn't move it, hot water didn't move it. So you gave up and accepted it as the way old glasses look. It's not how old glasses look, it's how dirty glasses look, and it comes off in 60 seconds. That cloudiness is mineral film, calcium and magnesium left behind every single time you wash the glass with hard water. It's microscopic. It builds up layer by layer over the years until the glass looks ruined. But the glass underneath is fine. It's perfect actually. There's just a film of minerals between you and the original. White vinegar dissolves that film on contact. Soap can't. Hot water can't. Even your dishwasher can't. It's designed for grease, not minerals. You needed the right tool the entire time, and the right tool cost 89 cents. A nice set of glasses runs $20 to $60. Most people throw them out and buy new ones because they look ruined after a few years. They're not ruined. You just spent that money for nothing. Stop replacing things that aren't broken. Here's what you do. Pour white vinegar onto a soft cloth. Just damp, not soaking. Wipe the inside of the glass in slow circles. Cover every inch. Top, middle, bottom, all the way around. Take your time on this part. The more contact, the better. Now set the glass down on the counter and walk away. Don't rinse yet. The vinegar needs to sit and work. 60 seconds. Go pour yourself coffee. Come back. While we wait, this exact same trick fixes mugs that look stained on the inside from years of tea or coffee. Pitchers you've stopped using because they look gross at the bottom. Vases with that white ring from old flower water. The water spots around your kitchen faucet. Hard water marks on your glass shower door. One bottle, one cloth. Every cloudy surface in your home has the same fix. Before I show you the result, drop a comment right now and tell me how long your glasses have been cloudy. 5 years, 10, 20? Be honest, I'm reading everyone. And save this video. Your mugs and pitchers and shower door all need it next. And you're going to forget unless you save it now. Now rinse with plain water. Hold the glass back up to the light. Look at it. Crystal clear. 9 more like this on your screen. Tap it. You want your eggs to peel with a click and stay perfect every time. Watch this. A friend from the USA told me this step. After it, any egg will peel the same way and never tear. Look, here is an egg in my hand, fresh and firm. I crack it a bit, roll it, and look how easy it peels. But I have one trick that makes every egg peel in seconds and never tear. It does not matter if you drop eggs into hot water or start from cold water. It does not affect anything. You only need one step before boiling. Take a raw egg and a teaspoon. Tap the bottom of the egg until you hear a click. Tap light so you do not break the shell. You need the sound. Listen. There it is. Now take a second egg from the fridge. I tap it again. Listen close. Hear it. That sound is the one you need. This sound means the inside membrane separated from the white while the shell stayed whole. Now boil the eggs for about 10 minutes. Add some salt into the water. And now watch this. Here is the boiled egg. I crack it a bit and roll it a couple of times. The shell slides off by itself. The white stays clean. Nothing sticks. And it does not matter if you put the eggs into cold water after boiling or not. After this trick, the shell always separates from the white with no effort. I didn't believe this until I saw the results the next morning. It made no sense at first, but once you see what happens to the internal system, you'll understand why this secret was kept for decades. Most people waste hundreds of dollars on toxic solutions, but the answer is sitting right in your kitchen. Watch closely, because the way I apply this material is the only reason it actually works. You need to create a complete thermal seal. If there is even a tiny gap, the entire process fails. I start at the lowest point and work my way up, building a concentrated environment for a specific biological reaction. My friends laughed at me when they saw these silver boots, but they weren't laughing when the symptoms vanished in record time. Notice how I overlap the layers. This is the most important part because it dictates how your body focuses its internal energy. Before I show you the final reveal, I have to ask, what city are you watching from? Drop it in the comments and rate this method from 1 to 10. Now here is why it's so powerful. We are using a phenomenon called thermal reflection. By insulating the skin with this specific metal, your natural anti-inflammatory resources are forced back into the zones of maximum blood flow. It creates a localized hypothermia that triggers your immune system faster than any chemical substitute. It's a pure physical reaction. Now, you must leave this on for exactly 60 minutes, not a minute more and not a minute less. After the session, you wait 2 hours for the system to stabilize. Most people ask me why we go through all this trouble. You're about to see the answer right now. Look at this. The inflammation is literally pulled to the surface. The heavy pressure is gone, the symptoms are neutralized, and the body feels completely reset. No medication, no chemicals, just a simple household item that actually delivers. This is the power of the silver boots method. Never pour detergent into this compartment because you will kill your washing machine. A washing machine repair technician told me this secret. It turns out that when you pour dry laundry detergent in here, look, almost every time you do it, small particles of detergent remain. These particles get into these tubes that deliver water into the drum. The tubes dry out, crack, everything gets covered with buildup and limescale, and your washing machine breaks. And then you spend money on repairing the washing machine, or even on buying a new one. And at the same time, manufacturers make money, so if you want to wash properly, it's better to open the drum and pour the detergent directly in here, straight onto the clothes. Only after that start your washing machine. This increases the lifespan of your machine, the number of hours it will work, and it won't break down so quickly. Forget about this compartment. Never put detergent here and use only the drum, and your washing machine will thank you. I didn't believe this at all when I first saw it. It looked completely wrong, like something that should ruin the blade instantly, but what happened after made no sense to me. Most people think once a knife gets dull, it's over. They replace it or waste money on expensive tools that slowly damage the metal. But this works differently. Watch closely. This part decides everything. If there's even a tiny gap, the whole process fails. I start from the center and move outward very slowly. Don't rush this. This is where most people mess it up. Now here's where it gets interesting. The surface you're seeing isn't just ceramic. It reacts in a very specific way under pressure. And when combined with what I'm using here, it creates a controlled friction zone. My friends thought I was crazy when they saw this, until they saw what happened next. Keep the angle steady. Not too steep, not too flat. Let the surface do the work. Don't force it. Before I show you the result, where are you watching from? Drop your city and rate this from 1 to 10. Now look closely. What's happening here is a micro-alignment process. Tiny irregularities on the edge are being corrected without grinding the metal down. No sparks, no damage, just realignment. This only works if you keep the motion consistent. About 60 seconds, not less. Alright, look at this. Clean, smooth, No resistance. This shouldn't work, but it does. Watch what happens to this iron in 60 seconds. That black crust on the bottom. You've been working around it for months, pressing harder on the clean spots, telling yourself you'll fix it later. Last week, you started looking at new irons online. You almost bought one. Don't replace it. Watch. Here's what nobody tells you about that black buildup. It's not damage. It's not scratched metal. It's burnt starch from when you sprayed too much spray starch on a collar, plus mineral deposits from every time you use tap water in the steam reservoir. Over years, it bakes into a hard layer that looks permanent. It's not. It comes off in 60 seconds with two things you already own. You need 3 items: white vinegar, plain white toothpaste, not the gel kind, and a soft cloth. That's it. Total cost, if you had to buy everything fresh today, under $5. Most likely, you have all 3 within 10 feet of where you're standing right now. Make sure the iron is completely cool before you touch the surface. This is not optional. Unplug it, let it sit. Don't rush this part. Pour vinegar onto the cloth, just damp, not soaking. Add toothpaste, about the size of a pea. You don't need much. Most people use too much and waste it. Now rub the surface in small circles. Steady pressure. Small circles only. Don't scrub back and forth. You'll feel resistance immediately. Where the buildup is heaviest, stay on those spots a little longer. Keep going. Most people stop too early because they don't see instant results and assume it isn't working. Don't stop. The toothpaste is the abrasive. The vinegar dissolves what the toothpaste lifts. Together they do what no specialty cleaner can do for under $1. Give it the full 60 seconds. Now wipe with the dry side of the cloth. Look at it. The iron that was headed for the trash, the one you almost replaced last week, looks like you just took it out of the box. The metal underneath is mirror smooth. Steam holes are clear. The plate glides across fabric the way it did when the iron was new. Here's what just happened in real money. A new entry-level iron runs $30. A decent one runs $50 to $80. A specialty descaling cleaner runs $12 a bottle. A bottle of a white vinegar cost 89 cents and just saved you anywhere from $30 to $80. This is the kind of fix that makes people angry when they find out. Not because it doesn't work, because it works so well and nobody told them. Their grandmother probably knew this trick. Somewhere along the way, it stopped getting passed down. Now you know. Drop a comment and tell me how long that crust had been sitting there. Was it weeks? Months? A year? I'm reading every single one. Grab your salt shaker. I'm about to change how you use it forever. Take half a glass of warm water and a basin of warm water. Add half a teaspoon of salt to the glass. 2 tablespoons to the basin. Stir until both fully dissolve. While the salt does its work, let me tell you why we're doing this. Last year, I threw out $200 worth of products, replaced all of it with one thing that cost 89 cents. The pain you reach for pills to handle. The heaviness after a long day that has you buying expensive creams. One thing fixes all of it. In your kitchen, 15 minutes. Here's what's happening. It pulls inflammation out of the tissue. Swelling goes down. Pain lifts in minutes. Doctors recommend this after dental procedures. My grandmother was doing it back in 1955. Never bought a single one of those expensive products lining the shelves today. She didn't know the science. She knew it worked. Now the answer. What's the 89-cent product? Plain salt. The same shaker sitting on your kitchen table right now. Glass of salt water. Gargle 30 seconds. Repeat 3 times. Scratchy throat is gone. Basin of salt water. Soak your feet 15 minutes. The heaviness lifts right off. Watch the water in the basin after you pull your feet out. You'll see exactly what came off. Which one will you try first? Put salt into Coca-Cola, and you might end up thanking me forever. It sounds like a strange science experiment, right? But stay with me for the next 90 seconds, because once you see this reaction, you will never look at a simple bottle of soda the same way again. I actually thought my neighbor was playing a prank on me when I first saw this. I've lived in this house for years, and I've seen every trick in the book, but this left me absolutely speechless. Let's begin. Grab a clean bowl, open a fresh bottle of Coca-Cola, and pour about 200 milliliters inside. Don't finish the bottle yet. We need to be precise. Now take 1 full tablespoon of common table salt and add it directly to the liquid. Watch that initial reaction. It's starting to change already. Look at those bubbles closely. And while that sits for a second, I'd love to know where you're watching from. Comment your city below. I try to read every single one. Now grab the next secret ingredient, dish detergent. It doesn't matter what brand you have. Take the empty Coke bottle and fill it halfway with the dish soap. Pour that soapy mix into the bowl. You'll notice the texture shifting. It's becoming rich and slightly foamy. That is exactly the chemical bond we are looking for. Now the moment of truth. Why pay $10 for store products when you can make this for pennies? I want you to find the worst item in your kitchen, that one aluminum pan you were planning to throw away, the tray covered in burnt-on grease that you've scrubbed for an hour with no luck. Apply a small amount of this mixture and just watch. Look at this. The grime isn't just moving, it's dissolving. Within seconds, that dull, black surface is transforming back into shiny, polished metal. It looks like it just came off the store shelf. Coca-Cola's phosphoric acid destroys oxidation, while salt acts as a microscopic abrasive. Together with soap, they destroy grease instantly. It's safe, cheap, and saves your hands from hours of work. Use it on pans, lids, or even your sink. If you're going to try this, comment yes below. 98% of people don't know that the numbers on the fridge dial don't control the temperature. They control how long the compressor runs. Each number means a longer or shorter cooling cycle, not colder air. If you set it wrong, the compressor works too long without breaks. It overheats, gets louder, and uses more electricity. Your power bill goes up and the fridge wears out faster. Over time, you'll see moisture on the walls, thick ice in the freezer, and food that spoils faster, even though the fridge seems to be running fine. Most people never realize that this setting should be changed by season. When it's hot, the compressor works harder. In winter, it doesn't need to run as much. If you keep the same setting all year, the system works unevenly, uses more power, and creates condensation inside. To avoid that, there's one simple rule that almost no one mentions in the manual. A few seconds of adjustment can save energy and keep your fridge running quietly and efficiently. All you need is to turn the dial correctly. Watch closely. In summer, set it to 5. In autumn, between 2 and 4. And in winter, set it to 2. If your power gets shut off, you need a regular bar of soap. We take a knife and start cutting the soap from the bottom, like this. This is so our soap can stand. Next, we take a regular toothpick and make a small hole on top, just like this. Punch through. Then, you take a cotton swab. Look, take the tip from one side. We take it and cut it off, like this, and insert it into the soap, just like this. It slides in easily when you made the hole. And we got a simple candle. The only thing left is to take a lighter. Light it up like this. Like this. We lit it. Look, it burns great. Takes 1 minute to make. Save this tip, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I have thousands of useful tips. I didn't believe this at first. This made no sense to me. A physical therapist told me this tiny movement could change how your whole body feels, and I thought it was a waste of time. Watch this. Bring your hands in front of you and slowly open and close them like this. Not fast, controlled. It looks too simple, right? That's exactly what I thought. Now here's where it gets interesting. Do this for a minute. Just watch your hands. No force. Just full open and close. Most people in the US spend money on pills or expensive treatments. $20 here, $50 there, trying to fix stiffness and tension. But nobody talks about this. Keep going. Now focus on the rhythm. Same motion, but steady. Don't skip this part. This is important. As you continue, something subtle starts happening. You won't see it, but you'll feel it. The tension doesn't stay in your hands. It starts shifting. If you've ever felt tightness in your shoulders or back during the day, this is where it connects. Keep the motion going. Now, quick question. What city are you watching from? I'm curious how far this reaches. All right, now watch this next part. Bring your wrists together and rub them firmly. Build a little heat. This part looks strange. I know, but don't stop. As the warmth builds, your body reacts. It starts letting go of tension you didn't even realize was there. Some people feel it in their shoulders, some in their back. Now go back to your hands one more time. Open and close again. Slightly stronger now. Still controlled. This is the final part. Everything connects here. What's happening is simple. You're not fixing anything directly. You're restoring signal and alignment, friction, movement, nerve response. That's it. Now look at this. Move your shoulders. Turn your neck. Feels different, right? Lighter, looser, more controlled, and nothing complicated. No pills, no spending money at Walmart or anywhere else. Just a small movement. Most people ignore. Most Americans over 50 are waking up in agonizing pain every single night, and they've been told it's just a part of getting older. It's not. In fact, the solution isn't in a medicine cabinet, and it costs less than $1. Tonight, I'm going to show you why a simple bar of soap is the only thing that belongs under your bed sheets. My neighbor, Mary, who spent 40 years as a head clinical nurse, was the one who finally let me in on this secret. It's an old school miracle that modern doctors rarely mention anymore, but thousands of seniors swear by it. But before you run to your bathroom, you need to listen closely. There is one critical rule you must follow. If you place it in the wrong spot or leave it in its original packaging, you are wasting your time and your sleep. Look at your bed. Most people think they can just toss a bar of soap anywhere under the covers. That is mistake number one. We are creating what Mary calls a soothe zone. You need to strip back the covers and find the exact sweet spot where your nervous system can actually absorb the benefits. I'm going to show you exactly how to prep the soap and where to slide it so it stays effective all night long. Now, a quick quiz for the smart hackers watching. Based on home remedies passed down for generations, which specific scent of soap is scientifically proven to be the most effective for relaxing muscles? Is it lavender, pine, or plain unscented soap? Drop your guess in the comments right now. I'll reveal the truth in just 20 seconds, and the reason why will probably surprise you. The real professional secret that no one tells you is what I call the surface reset. You see, soap only works if it can breathe. Once the outer layer gets hard and dry from the air, the relief stops completely. This is why most people try this hack once and give up. Every 2 weeks, you must take a simple butter knife and lightly scrape the surface like this, just enough to reactivate those essential minerals and oils. The answer to our quiz, it's lavender. It contains high levels of linalool, which acts as a natural muscle relaxant through the skin. If you struggle with restless legs or deep muscle aches, try this tonight. But a comfortable bed is only the first step to a stress-free home. If your kitchen has a stubborn smell, or your electricity bills are still too high, tomorrow I'm going to show you why placing a common kitchen sponge inside your refrigerator is a genius move that every homeowner needs to see. Stay tuned. Unscrew your shower head and you'll forget what it means to be sick. Most people never do this, and that's why they often deal with allergies or constant colds. If you've never cleaned your shower, you're at risk. Do it at least once a month, especially if your water smells odd or leaves marks on the tap. Even if it looks clean, the inside hides rust, limescale, and bacteria you can't see. Grab the shower, twist off the head. It's easy, no tools needed. If it's stuck, wiggle it gently back and forth. Inside, there might be nasty buildup, and that's completely normal. Now grab some liquid soap, about 20 to 30 milliliters, and pour it inside. Then take 30 milliliters of regular 9% vinegar and pour it on top. Screw the head back on and leave it for 15 minutes. While waiting, relax or have a cup of tea. The mix will dissolve all that buildup. After 15 minutes, turn on the hot water to the max and look at what comes out. Rust, slime, dark water. That's what you've been bathing in every day. After cleaning, the water pressure increases, the smell disappears, and the water feels softer. Your shower head doesn't just give you water, it carries mold, spores, and bacteria. Clean it once a month and you'll notice how your skin, air, and health improve instantly. Did you also only just find out that every oven has numbers on the side? When I noticed it, I was honestly shocked. Before that, I never looked at them and thought they were just some technical marks, like they didn't matter. Recently, a friend from France came to visit me. We decided to cook French-style meat together with a good cognac. I take the baking tray, slide it into the oven, and he looks at me and goes, "What are you doing?" You're putting it in the wrong place. At first, I didn't even understand what he meant. He came closer, leaned in, and pointed to the numbers on the side rails. I had never thought about why they were there or what they meant. Turns out, they aren't random. Each type of dish has its own position in the oven, so the heat spreads the right way and the food cooks evenly. And this is how he explained it to me. Number 1 is pizza and bread. Number 2 is meat and fish. Number 3 is baking. Number 4 is vegetables. At first, I didn't believe him and was skeptical, but after that, the food started coming out better. I don't wash my windows for years now, maybe once a year, around New Year's. Look, I was honestly shocked when I learned this secret life hack. It's really simple. I wipe my windows with this product, and after that, no dust or dirt sticks to them. Everything shines, sparkles, and literally glows. Now I'll show this method especially for our subscribers. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, hit the like button and share this video with your friends who might find it useful. And the best part is, this product can be found in every home. And if not, you can buy it at any pharmacy. Look, take a regular cloth, soak it with this product, and wipe the surface like this. It's better to use a microfiber cloth. That's it. Your windows will shine like new. I learned this method from a housekeeper in the United States. I was really surprised when she started scrubbing the windows with just a cloth. She said it's not just a cloth and not just microfiber. They always add one secret ingredient to it. I asked her what it was and she said regular glycerin. Put some toothpaste in Coca-Cola and you will thank me later. Add a small amount of toothpaste into the Coke bottle. Close the cap and shake it gently, just a little, so nothing spills out. Do it carefully, just like this. Watch closely. This is a fantastic trick that will surprise anyone. Place your bottle in a bowl so it doesn't make a mess. Open the cap to let all the gas out. This step is important so the mixture doesn't explode or overflow. Wait a bit until your Coke settles down and stops fizzing. Then pour all the liquid into the bowl slowly, making sure not to spill a drop. Like this, nice and smooth. Add some dish soap, about 3 tablespoons. Not too much, or it will foam too much. Now add 1 teaspoon of regular baking soda. It helps dissolve grease and remove dirt easily. Mix everything together so all the ingredients combine well and start reacting. Pour the mixture back into the bottle slowly to avoid excess foam. Close it with a cap from a dish soap bottle. It's more convenient to use. Look, now you have the perfect cleaning solution for those dirty, greasy bowls, pans, and pots. Watch how the mixture removes all that stuck on grime in seconds. It's the perfect homemade cleaner made from simple, cheap ingredients that everyone already has in their kitchen. If you often struggle with high blood pressure and don't want to rely on medication, try this simple but effective drink. My mom used to drink it all the time and the results were great. I take 1 beetroot, peel it carefully, and cut it into small pieces. Beetroot is a natural source of nitrates. In the body, they turn into substances that widen blood vessels, improve circulation, and help gently lower blood pressure. Then I pour clean water over the beetroot, squeeze in the juice of half a fresh lemon. Lemon strengthens blood vessel walls, makes them more elastic, and helps stabilize blood pressure. Next, I add 1 teaspoon of honey. Honey relaxes the nervous system, reduces stress, improves blood flow, and adds a pleasant taste to the drink. After that, I mix everything well and let it sit for about 2 hours to infuse. Once it's ready, the drink has a nice, refreshing taste. It helps keep your blood vessels healthy and supports normal blood pressure. Drink half a glass twice a day, in the morning and in the evening. Watch what happens when I pour this oil into a hot pan. See that? It splatters everywhere. On the stove, on the wall, on your shirt. You spend 5 minutes cooking and 10 minutes cleaning up after. Every single time, you've accepted this as just how cooking works. It's not how cooking works, it's how room temperature oil works. I found this out from a French chef. A friend of mine who runs a restaurant kitchen. I saw oil sitting in his freezer next to the meat and vegetables and asked him what it was doing there. He looked at me like the answer was obvious. He said, "Watch the difference. Here's what's actually happening. When oil sits at room temperature, its molecular structure is loose. The moment it hits a hot pan, the molecules expand violently and shoot outward in every direction. That's the splatter. That's the mess. When oil spends time in the freezer, the structure tightens. It becomes denser. When it hits the heat, it expands slowly and evenly, instead of exploding outward. No splatter, no mess, same oil, different temperature. A bottle of cooking oil runs $6 to $12. You go through it faster than you should because half of it ends up on your stovetop instead of in your food. The cleaning products you buy to scrub the grease off your walls cost money too. This one habit costs nothing and fixes both problems at once. Here's what you do. Take your bottle of cooking oil and put it in the freezer. Leave it overnight, or at least 2 hours before you cook. When you take it out, look at how it's changed. It's cloudy, thicker. The structure has shifted. Now pour it into your hot pan. Look at that. No splatter, no explosion of oil hitting the walls. It goes exactly where you pour it and stays there. This works with vegetable oil, sunflower oil, canola oil, any cooking oil you use. Same freezer, same 2 hours, every time you cook on a hot pan. Before I show you the side by side, drop a comment and tell me if you've ever heard of this before. I read everyone. And save this video. Next time you're standing at a hot stove getting splattered, you'll want this one ready. Room temperature oil on the left, frozen oil on the right. Look at the difference. That's not cooking. That's cooking without the cleanup. Just pour a little cloves into a jar and wait a few seconds. Looks strange, right? I also had no idea what was supposed to happen until one subscriber from the United States told me why he does this. He said his home smells like an expensive winter candle and he spent only a few cents. I did not believe it until I tried it myself. Write your city in the comments. I want to see where you are watching from. In December, the air at home feels heavy. Wet clothes, mandarins, cooking, heaters, everything mixes together and the house stops smelling fresh. Now watch this. Take a regular glass jar with a lid. Add 2 spoons of baking soda and 2 spoons of salt. Soda and salt pull in moisture and bad odors. Pour cloves on top, generously. The smell starts immediately. Now add 1 spoon of ground cinnamon. Mix everything right in the jar. Take the lid and make a few small holes. Use a nail or an awl. Close the jar and place it where the air feels the worst. In the closet, next to shoes, near the heater, in the hallway. After a couple of minutes, the air starts to change. Cinnamon gives a warm winter scent. Salt removes extra moisture. Baking soda absorbs bad odors, and cloves make the smell deeper and spicier. Have you ever wondered why your clothes look worn out after just 10 washes, while your electricity bills keep climbing? My neighbor, who worked in professional dry cleaning for 40 years, showed me a trick that seemed absolutely crazy at first. She puts ordinary raw rice right into the drum of her washing machine. No, it's not for cleaning the scale or the pipes. The result will make you forget about expensive fabric softeners and stain removers forever. Stay with me until the end, and I'll show you the exact proportions that will save your favorite clothes and your hard-earned money. We spend hundreds of dollars a year on laundry pods, softeners, and scent boosters. But the truth is, most of these chemicals actually break down the fibers of your clothes and clog up your machine's filters. Rice works differently. It's a natural absorbent, but inside a washing machine, it has a secret mechanical function. In the old days, this was known as a dry wash within a wet wash, and it was a popular secret long before we had all these expensive chemicals. Now, before you just toss a handful of rice into your machine, please don't do that. Listen to how you properly prepare a rice sachet. You'll need an old clean sock, preferably a white cotton one. Pour exactly half a cup of raw rice into it. Here is a pro tip. Add 5 drops of lavender or lemon essential oil to the rice. Rice holds onto fragrance 10 times longer than any store-bought laundry perfume. Tie the sock into a very tight, secure knot. Now here is the important part. When you place this sachet in with your laundry, the rice acts as a gentle micromassager for the fabric. It breaks up air bubbles, allowing your detergent to penetrate deeper into the fibers while simultaneously softening the impact of hard water. Why is this so effective for those of us who appreciate quality? Because we value things that last. Rice prevents those annoying little pills from forming on your sweaters and keeps your towels as soft as the day you bought them, without a single drop of harsh chemicals. But there's one more secret. Rice absorbs excess moisture at the end of the cycle, which can actually cut your drying time down by 15 to 20%. Just imagine how much you'll save on your utility bills over a year. I've been using this method for a month now, and my old jeans feel soft and brand new again. I want to hear from you. What's a household hack you learned from your parents or grandparents that still works today? I read every single comment. Hit that like button if you love smart ways to save money, and subscribe to T.Lifehack USA for more daily tips that make life easier. Tomorrow, I'm going to show you why you should be putting aluminum foil in your freezer. You're not supposed to use this like this. But what happens after 24 hours caught me completely off guard. I saw an old plumber hang this inside a critical part of his home's water system once. At first, I thought he was joking. I mean, why would anyone put a basic medical mask in there? It made absolutely no sense at the time. But after a few days of watching the results, I realized I had been doing everything wrong for years. No toxic chemicals, No expensive store-bought solutions and no constant maintenance. And still, it worked better than anything I've ever bought from a hardware store. I didn't believe it at first. I actually laughed. But curiosity got the best of me, and I had to see if it would work for my own setup. Take a look at this. It's just a simple mask. You probably have a box of these gathering dust somewhere in a drawer. Usually, they go on your face, but today, we're going to transform it into something much more powerful for your plumbing. Now watch this part very carefully. This is where most people mess up. You need to make a clean, small cut right along the side. Don't go too far, just enough to open the inner filter layer. This specific step matters more than it seems because we're building a specialized delivery system, not just a pouch. Once you've opened the side, you'll notice a small elastic strip at the edge. Remove it. Keep it closed though, because we're going to need that later to secure the whole mechanism. What you're left with is a tiny, semi-permeable pouch designed to let liquids pass through slowly. At this point, if you saw this on your counter, you'd still be confused. Most people would just think it's trash and throw it away. But stay with me, because the next step is the real game changer. Now take a fresh lemon. Don't even think about using the bottled juice. It won't have the same chemical reaction. You need the real acidic fruit. Cut it into small solid chunks, not thin slices, but quarters. You want as much surface area as possible to react with the water. Before we go any further into the why, I have a question for you. Be honest, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you trust natural plumbing hacks over professional services? Drop a comment below with your number. I really want to see how many skeptics are watching this right now. Alright, now let's assemble the secret weapon. Place those lemon pieces inside the pouch you just created. Fill it up, but make sure the material isn't stretched too thin or the water won't circulate correctly. Now grab that strip you saved earlier. Wrap it around the top and tie a very tight double knot. It needs to be 100% secure because this is going to be submerged in your water supply for a long time. What you have now looks strange, almost like a homemade infusion bag. But trust me, it's far more effective. Don't skip this next part. This is the how-to that defines the whole result. Take the pouch to your bathroom area. Don't look at the sink or the shower. We are heading straight for the main tank. Open the heavy lid. You're looking for a spot away from the moving parts of the flapper valve. Hang it inside using the loop of the mask. Just let it submerge and sit there in the silence of the water. Now, you just wait. For the first few hours, you won't see a dramatic change. You might even think this was a waste of a good lemon, but give it some time. Then, the result becomes undeniable. Here's why this actually works from a professional perspective. Lemons are packed with natural citric acid. When the water sits and flows around that pouch, the acid is slowly and consistently released into the entire system. It acts as a natural descaler, breaking down mineral buildup and those stubborn, hard water stains before they even have a chance to form on the surface. Instead of dumping harsh blue chemicals into your home's water, you've built a slow-release organic cleaning engine. The payoff? Crystal clear surfaces, zero calcium buildup, and a faint natural scent every single time you use the system. I spilled iodine on my hand and decided to test an old trick my grandmother once told me. At first, I thought it was nonsense, but watch closely. Everyone knows when iodine spills, it's almost impossible to clean. Skin, table, sink, everything turns brown and nothing removes it. I tried water, soap, even alcohol. Nothing worked. Has this ever happened to you? Write in the comments. And here comes a little secret. My grandmother always kept this at home and used it every time. And now I'll show you how it works. I take a small ampoule with a simple substance and drop it right onto the iodine stain. Rub it gently. What do you think? Will it disappear completely or leave a trace? Watch carefully. Within seconds, the stain fades before your eyes, and I'm still surprised at how well it works. And the substance is nothing special, just ordinary ascorbic acid. Look at this. This is not store wrapping. I made this at home in 1 minute, and every time I wrap gifts like this, people think I paid for it. Now I will show you how to make this shape with no effort. This is a Japanese method, and once you see it, your hands never want to make normal folds again. I place the box in the center of the paper, and the paper size should look like this. There must be a small gap here, and this side of the paper should overlap a little. This is the key moment. Because of this position, the corners will meet in one point. First, fold the paper so a small gap stays in the center. I fold the first side. I fold the paper inward so two small corners appear. Now I fold the second side and make another triangle. Look, the line finds the center on its own. Repeat the same on the bottom part. And now all that is left is to close these corners and secure them with a small piece of tape. This moment creates the professional gift effect, and you see this pattern. Clean lines meeting together. It is hypnotizing. Any box wrapped like this looks more expensive. It becomes a gift that feels 5 times more valuable than it is. Watch what happens when I drop these raw wings into boiling water. That's not a mistake. That's the step every home cook skips. And it's why wings come out of the oven soft every single time. You've made wings before. You follow the temperature. You time them right. You season them exactly how you like. They come out looking done. Browned on the outside, cooked through. But the first bite tells a different story. The skin is soft. It pulls instead of crisps. And you blame your oven, or the brand of wings, or the rack position, or the foil versus no foil debate you've been having with yourself for years. None of that is the problem. Here's what's actually happening inside raw chicken skin. The skin layer contains trapped moisture, water and fat sitting between the meat and the surface. When you put wings straight into the oven, that moisture heats up and turns to steam. It pushes through the skin instead of letting it crisp. You end up with the outside cooked and the skin steamed from underneath. That's why every method you've tried produces the same result. You're not doing anything wrong, you're just starting at the wrong point. The moisture has to come out before the heat goes in. Boiling does that in 8 minutes. A bag of chicken wings costs $15 to $20. You invest 40 minutes in the oven, they come out soft, and you throw half of them away because nobody wants to eat rubbery wings. That's not a cooking failure. That's one missing step that nobody put on the package. Stop throwing money at a problem that has a free solution. Here's what you do. Fill a large pot with water. Bring it to a full boil, bubbling hard, not just simmering. Drop the wings in raw and completely unseasoned. Do not add anything yet. Set a timer for 8 minutes exactly. Not 5, not 10, 8. When the timer goes off, pull the wings out onto a rack. Now comes the part most people rush. Pat them completely dry with paper towels, top, bottom, and between every joint. Press the paper towel against the skin and hold it there for a second. You want every surface bone dry before they go anywhere near heat. Now season them. Salt, pepper, garlic powder, whatever you use. The seasoning sticks better to dry skin anyway. Into the oven. Convection setting, 425 degrees, 35 minutes. Put them on a rack over a sheet pan so hot air circulates underneath. Do not flip them halfway through. Do not open the door. The convection is moving hot, dry air around every surface. Let it work. While they finish, this same step works on every wing method. Air fryer, grill, deep fry. Same boil, same dry. Every time. The method changes. The moisture problem doesn't. Now you know how to fix it. Before I show you what just came out of that oven, drop a comment and tell me how you've been doing your wings. I'm reading every one. And save this video. This is the kind of thing you forget and then desperately need on a Sunday afternoon when company is coming over in 2 hours. Pull the rack out, look at that skin, press it with a finger. That's not baked. That's shattered, like glass. Add a small cap of fabric softener into regular Coca-Cola and you'll thank me later. Sounds crazy, but it works better than most store cleaners. You only need 1 cap and the effect shows up fast. When I first heard this from a friend in the USA, I thought it was nonsense, but I tested it and the result shocked me. Take a bottle of Coke, pour in 1 cap of regular fabric softener, the one you keep near your washing machine. The smell at this point is already amazing. Now pour part of the mix into a cup or measuring glass. Add 1 tablespoon of baking soda and stir until smooth. If it foams, that's fine. It means the mix is active. Pour everything back into the Coke bottle. Heat a small nail or knife and make several tiny holes in the cap. Now you've got a real cleaning bottle with a built-in dispenser. Use it like a watering can. This homemade cleaner removes grease, burnt stains, tile marks, and even heavy dirt from kitchen or bathroom surfaces. After cleaning, everything shines and the air smells fresh. You'll start wondering why you ever spent money on store products. Coke with fabric softener does the job fast, cheap, and with a pleasant scent. Most Americans over 50 are making a costly mistake right now, and it's adding hundreds to their annual bills. My neighbor, a retired appliance engineer with 45 years of experience, showed me why standard aluminum foil is the only thing that belongs in your freezer. It's not for baking. It's a specific thermal shield method that big energy companies don't want you to know about. Look at this ice buildup. If you see this, your compressor is struggling and draining your bank account. In 2026, utility rates are skyrocketing, and your freezer is likely working twice as hard as it should. But wait, there is a critical rule. If you cover the air vents, you will ruin the machine in a single day. I'm going to show you exactly how to place it safely. We are creating a reflective cold zone by lining the side walls, exactly like this. You are forcing the cold air to bounce back onto the food instead of letting it escape through the insulation. It's like putting a spacesuit on your groceries. Now, a quick quiz for the smart hackers watching. Based on science, which side of the foil should face the food to reflect the most cold? The shiny side or the matte side? Drop your guess in the comments. I'll reveal the truth in 20 seconds, and it might surprise you, but here is the real professional secret. This is what I call poor man's vacuum sealing. If you wrap your meat in plastic wrap first, and then a tight layer of foil, you eliminate freezer burn 100%. The foil blocks oxygen better than any plastic container. Your food will taste fresh even after a year in storage. The answer to our quiz: it's the shiny side. It is designed to reflect radiant heat and keep the cold exactly where it belongs. But foil is only half the battle for your home. If you struggle with leg cramps or restless sleep, tomorrow I'm going to show you why a simple bar of soap placed under your bed sheets is an old-school miracle that doctors use for decades. Did you know that if you put a piece of regular soap inside bread, you can solve a very unpleasant problem at home? When I first heard about this method, I honestly thought it was nonsense. But curiosity won, and I decided to try it. Since then, I haven't spent a single dollar on store-bought products. I make it myself. Take a simple bar of household soap and grate about 1 tablespoon. Add 1 spoon of toothpaste and 2 spoons of regular sugar. Mix everything well until you get a thick, smooth paste. Now take a piece of stale bread. White bread works best because it absorbs faster. Break it into small pieces and mix again. If you want to make a larger batch, simply double the ingredients. Next, take small bottle caps or jar lids and carefully fill them with the mixture. Now comes the most important part. Add a few drops of boric acid from the pharmacy into each lid. It boosts the effect and makes the result visible within a couple of days. Be patient, let the mixture do its job. Now place the lids in key spots, in corners, near drains, by the door, under the sink, or inside cabinets. Anywhere those unwanted guests tend to appear. What do you think this is for? When I tried it myself, I couldn't believe how well it worked. And now, pay attention. The bread and sugar attract the uninvited guests, while the soap, toothpaste, and boric acid do the rest, effectively and quickly. Just a few of these small lids and the problem disappears. This simple homemade mix becomes a powerful remedy against cockroaches and rats. Put a few cloves under your pillow and see what happens to your sleep, your room, and your peace of mind. What I am about to show you are 3 uses that most people have never seen, never tried, and will not believe work this well until they experience it themselves. Let's start with the first hack. Actually, before we start, while I was filming these 3, I found 3 more uses for the same jar. 6 hacks total, $3, and the last one, most people would never even think to try it. First hack. My grandmother did this every December for 40 years. I forgot about it until last Christmas, and I wish I hadn't. Take 1 orange, or a mandarin if you have grandkids visiting. They love making these, and a jar of whole cloves, $3 at Walmart. Yes, that's the price. I checked Tuesday. Press the cloves into the skin. Make a pattern if you want. Spirals, stars, whatever the grandkids would draw. Here's why this works. The oil in the cloves, eugenol, moths hate it. Real moths. The ones eating your wool sweaters right now. And I know they're real because last January I opened my closet and found a hole in my wife's gray sweater, the one I gave her for Christmas 2 years ago. I stood there looking at it for a full minute. $22 at Kohl's. 1 moth gone. That's when I went back to what my grandmother knew. Tie a ribbon around it. Hang it in your closet 3 to 4 months. It works. Cost me $1.50. The box of Moth Away at Target, $8. Mothballs. I'm not putting that next to my grandkids' clothes. Not the smell, not the chemicals, not a chance. That's hack 1. 5 more to go. Hack 2. This one is for the kitchen. And it's the reason I stopped buying that spray bottle from Febreze. Take out the bag, wipe the bottom if you need to. Sprinkle a handful of whole cloves on the bottom, right there, before you put the new bag in. Now put the bag in like normal. Here's what most people don't know. When the bag heats up, and it does in any warm kitchen, the cloves release oil into the air around the bag. The smell doesn't escape, even with leftovers from Sunday dinner. I left it 5 days, 5 coffee grounds, fish skin from Wednesday, watermelon rinds, and then my daughter dropped by, unannounced, the way daughters do. And she walked straight to the kitchen and said, "Did you bake something? It smells good in here." I had not baked anything, nothing. That spray bottle, $5 a month, $60 a year. This jar, $3. Last 6 months in the trash alone. Hack 2, 4 more to go. We're halfway through. The next 3 I tested at home, and the one coming up right now is the one that fills the entire house with smell in 30 seconds. If you've been buying Glade plugins for years, you're going to want to write this one down. Hack 3. I learned this one from a woman who runs a bed and breakfast in Vermont. She said her guests always ask what candle she's burning. There is no candle. I asked her, "How do you do it?" She smiled and said, 25 years of hosting and nobody figured it out. A skillet and 7 cloves. Take a clean, dry skillet. No oil, no water, just heat, medium heat. Drop in 6 or 7 whole cloves. Watch them about 30 seconds. They'll start to release oil. You'll see it. You'll smell it. Turn off the heat. Slide the pan to a cold burner. Done. 2 minutes later, the entire house smells like a holiday morning. Not Glade, not Yankee Candle, something my grandmother would recognize, something that made me stand in the kitchen doorway and just breathe. Her guests leave 5-star reviews and mention the smell every single time. She's never once mentioned the candle, because there isn't one. These cost me $70 last year. 3 plug-ins, 12 refills. I counted. Hack 3, 3 down, 3 to go. Hack 4. If you've watched my short, you know how to make this little pouch. Mask, cloves, tie it shut. Behind the door, under the pillow, in a drawer. But here's where it gets better. Tuesday night, I came home and my wife's winter boots. I'm not going to say it. You know, I dropped one of these pouches in each boot. Before bed, forgot about it. Wednesday morning, I checked, pulled the sachets out. Gone. Not covered up. Gone. The cloves absorbed it. And then last week, same thing, different problem. My granddaughter came home from soccer practice. 8 years old. Those little cleats. I don't know how feet that small can do that, but they can. I put 1 sachet in each shoe. Left them by the door overnight. In the morning, she picked them up, put them on, and ran outside without saying a word. Which means it worked. Dr. Scholl's powder. $5 a bottle, lasts a week. These cost me almost nothing. I keep 4 sachets in a jar by the door now. Hack 5. The spray bottle from the short. Clove water, boiled, strained into a bottle. I told you about drawers, cabinets, behind doors. That's good. But here's where I started using it that changed everything. On the bed, before I get in, 2 light sprays on the pillow, 2 on the sheet, near where your head goes. Now, the smell from the very first thing I showed you, the cloves under the pillow, you don't need them anymore. You just made the same thing but stronger, and you don't have to remember to put a sachet under the pillow every night. And here's what I didn't expect. I started sleeping differently. I don't toss as much. I wake up, and the first breath I take in the morning, it's warm, familiar. Like something from 40 years ago that I forgot I missed. My grandmother said cloves calm the head. I'm not a doctor. I'm just telling you what works for me and what works for me now. Every single night. Linen spray at Bed Bath, $12. My bottle. I made it with water from the tap and a handful of cloves. It's been 4 months, still full. Hack 6, eat the last one. And this is the one I said most people would never think to try. Same bottle, same clove water, but not on you this time. On the house, light spray around the window frame, the wood part, the track at the bottom. Mosquitoes, flies, wasps, they don't cross it. The eugenol, same oil from the cloves. They hate it. I sat on my balcony in August, 2 hours. Nothing landed on me. Nothing flew in. My neighbor was swatting the whole night. I did the same thing around the grill last summer. We were cooking out, the kind of evening where usually one of us spends the whole time waving something in the air. Sprayed the frame of the screen door, the corner post of the patio, grilled for 2 hours. Nobody moved to go inside. Doorways too, same spray. Once a week in summer. That's it. Off. Bug spray at Target, $8. 2 cans last me a summer, $16. My bottle is still $3 worth of cloves, and I made it once for everything. 6 hacks, 1 jar. Before I show you what I worked out this whole thing cost me, drop me a comment. Which one are you trying first? Pick up the brown bottle from the back of your medicine cabinet, the one you forgot you had. That $1 bottle is replacing $1,200 of products under your sink, and the cleaning companies don't want you to know what's inside it. What I am about to show you is 18 uses for $1 of hydrogen peroxide. Most Americans have forgotten about them. The cleaning companies know, but they'd rather sell you the same thing with a brand name on it for $8. By the end, I'll show you the real number I worked out, $1,294 saved every single year. And number 1 is the biggest marketing scam I've found in any grocery store. Stay with me to see the label. Number 18. Start in the kitchen. That sponge by your sink. Most people throw it the second it starts to smell. Don't. Soak it in a 50-50 mix of peroxide and water. The fizz you'll see, that's the bacteria coming apart. My grandmother kept a sponge for months. She didn't live in a disposable world. You'll double the life of every sponge in your kitchen for nothing. Number 17, the produce wash. I don't trust tap water on fruit anymore. Not after I saw what came off it. Splash of peroxide, sink full of cold water, drop the berries in. The fungus spores that live on the skin, they're what makes your berries go bad in 2 days. Peroxide kills them. Rinse afterwards. That's it. Your berries will last a week instead of 48 hours. Number 16, tile grout. If the lines between your tiles look gray, your grout isn't dirty, it's stained. And bleach makes it worse. Light spray of peroxide. Wait 10 minutes, walk away. When you come back, that bright white from when the house was new. No fumes, no headache, no bleach burning your eyes. Number 15, the humidifier. If you used a humidifier last winter, go look at the tank. That pink film, mold. You've been breathing it, 2 tablespoons of peroxide right into the reservoir. The tank stays sterile, the air stays clean, no bleach smell, no vinegar smell. Set it and forget it. Number 14, deep clean a mattress. You can't throw a mattress in the wash. And replacing one, $2,000 at Costco for a stain. Light spray on the spot. Wait. Blot. Peroxide breaks down the protein in the stain. Sweat. Mystery spills. All of it lifts to the surface. Professional cleaners charge $200 for this. You just did it for 3 cents. Number 13. Sanitizing toys. As a grandfather of 5, I'm not spraying Lysol on something a baby will put in their mouth. Not happening. Peroxide breaks down into water and oxygen. That's it. No residue. No fumes. Spray. Air dry. Done. Your grandkids are safer. Your wife's not worried. Number 12. The shower mold trick. Most people grab bleach. Here's what the cleaning companies don't tell you. Bleach is lazy. It pulls the color out of mold. The mold looks gone, but it's still there. 2 weeks later, same spot, same problem. Peroxide is different. It doesn't sit there. It reacts. That fizzing, that's the peroxide tearing the mold apart by the root. Window sills. The rubber seal on your washer. Anywhere the mold keeps coming back, spray it once. Mean it. Number 11. The garden hack. If you've ever overwatered a plant, and I've done it more times than I'll admit, the roots are suffocating. 1 teaspoon of 3% peroxide. 1 cup of water. Burst of oxygen straight into the soil. Stops root rot in indoor pots. Saves new seedlings in the garden. Replacement plants every spring. $50, $80. Or 3 cents and you save the one you've got. We're halfway through. 9 more uses coming up. And number 1 is the biggest grocery store scam I've found in 15 years. Stay with me, real quick. Ever wonder why this bottle is always dark plastic? Why is it the only thing in your cabinet they hide from the light? Hydrogen peroxide is H2O2. That extra oxygen molecule is what makes it work, but it's light sensitive. Sunlight hits the liquid, that oxygen breaks off. You're left with plain water. If your bottle doesn't fizz when you pour it, it's expired. It's water now. Now let's get back to it. Number 10. Streak-free glass. Windex leaves a waxy film. The first time the sun hits it, streaks everywhere. Peroxide is pure solvent. Cuts through hairspray, cuts through oil, cuts through whatever your kids touched it with. Not one streak. The cheapest glass cleaner you'll ever use. Number 9. Bringing yellowed plastic back to white. If your white microwave, your toaster, the trim on your dishwasher turned yellow over the years, don't replace it. That yellowing is a chemical reaction. UV light, years of it. Brush peroxide on the yellowed spots. Wrap it in plastic wrap. Set it in the sun for a few hours. That UV light reacts with the peroxide, pulls the yellow right out. Vintage electronics, old sewing machines, white appliances that look 10 years old, back to the day you bought them, for pennies. Number 8. Your toothbrush. That toothbrush sits in a damp bathroom. Bacteria love it. Once a week, drop the head into a small cup of peroxide. 5 minutes. Germs that a rinse won't touch. Gone. Number 7. The trash can. After you take the trash out, that smell that stays, that's a biofilm. Bacteria stuck to the plastic. Spray peroxide inside the empty bin. Walk away. It eats the biofilm. Kills the smell at the source. Better than any scented spray you've been covering it up with. Number 6. The dishwasher reset. If your dishwasher smells funky, or there's cloudy buildup on the door, the seals inside are dirty, grease, slime, the drain too. 1 cup of peroxide on the bottom, hot cycle, empty machine. It sanitizes the seals, the drain, everywhere food gets stuck. Your dishes actually come out clean. Number 5, the feet. Forget the $20 foot peels at CVS. Forget the chemical creams. Half warm water, half peroxide. 15 minutes, that's it. Kills athlete's foot fungus, softens the calluses so they come off easy. An old school spa treatment for the cost of a coffee. Number 4, the hospital trick for blood. You cut yourself shaving, white shirt. The day you have to be somewhere. Peroxide directly on the stain, now. The stain fizzes and lifts before it ever gets to the laundry room. Be careful on dark fabrics. It acts like mild bleach if you leave it too long. But on whites, hospitals have been using this for 100 years. Number 3, quick skincare. Those $15 acne spot treatments at the drugstore? Check the back of the label. Peroxide-based formula. That's the active ingredient. A dab of 3% peroxide. Use a Q-tip. Be precise. Kills the bacteria inside the pore. Helps it heal faster. Don't overdo it. This stuff is powerful. $15 at CVS or pennies from the bottle you already have. Number 2. Stop spending $8 on whitening mouthwash. 1 part peroxide, 2 parts water. Mix it. Use it as a rinse. Kills bad breath bacteria. Whitens teeth over time. This is what dentists have used for decades. They just don't say it out loud because the company sponsors the magazine. 1 more to go, and it's the biggest one. Before I show you number 1, drop me a comment. Which of these are you trying first? The mattress, the grout, the toothbrush. If this bottle replaced something you've been buying at the drugstore for years, tell me which one. I read every comment. Number 1, the biggest scam in the grocery store. Those big tubs of OxyClean and Oxygen laundry boosters. $15, $20 sometimes. Read the back. The active ingredient is sodium percarbonate. You know what that is? It's a chemical that releases hydrogen peroxide when it hits water. That's it. That's the secret. Skip the middleman. 1 cup of peroxide right into the white load. Brightens, disinfects, removes sweat stains for pennies. Cuts the laundry budget in half. $1,294 a year out of a $1 bottle. And I haven't shown you what happens when you mix it with baking soda. That's coming next week.